This is Brother Ray, and I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why we like to keep rabbits on pasture. So reason number 1, rabbits during the summertime, rabbits have a real hard time staying cool. You can see this one, she's panting pretty good. She's trying to stay cool, but she's got a little house in there and that she'll go in to get out of the sun. It's hard for them to keep cool. They do a lot better during the winter time. The summer's hard on them, and so being in these pasture pens, the wind can blow through and they have it's a lot easier for them to cool off. If they were in the barn, you'd have to keep fans on them. There's no way really, unless it's an open barn, for wind to come through and for them to be able to naturally pant and cool off using their ears and whatnot. The second reason is you don't have to worry about a lot of poop piling up underneath the pens. Being in the pasture pens, these pens are on slats, so it's easy to move them every day, and so they poop, move them every day. You don't have to worry about them being in their poop. You don't really have a fly problem. The chickens come behind them. They're in the same coop as the chickens, and the chickens will scratch up their manure, and so you don't have to worry about poop. And the poop will fertilize the ground. Rabbit manure is one of the only manures that you can put directly in the garden if you wanted to, or directly on the ground, and it won't burn. It doesn't have to be composted. The second reason is it cuts down on your feed bill. You don't have to worry about trying to go out and cut greens and give them to them when they're in the cages. If they're on the pasture, they've always got fresh grass to eat. It cuts down on your feed bill. They eat a lot of grass, especially during the summertime when the grass is growing. I haven't moved this pen yet, and I don't know, it's late in the evening. The sun's kind of hitting it, but you can see she's eating a lot of grass. And this one is a female doe, and so typically when the females, when they have their babies, she'll dig, but she hasn't been digging a whole lot. So third reason is it cuts down on your feed bill. They eat a lot of grass. You don't have to worry about the types of grasses that might make them sick or anything. I move them across the pasture and they eat what they want. I've never had an issue with that. So the fourth reason is they're easier to maintenance. With these pasture pens, we've it's not a new idea, but you have these nipple drinkers. So they're little nipples that you hook to a bucket of water, and so fill the 5-gallon bucket of water up, and the rabbit can drink all the water she wants. You don't have to worry about the water running out. Whereas you can set these up to be when they're in cages, it's just a little more difficult. You usually have to set up one bucket for several pens. This is a little more simpler design, having one bucket per cage, keep her watered. And the fifth reason we like keeping rabbits on pasture is just a little more natural. They get to eat grass. We keep the slatted bottoms, so it's not as hard on their feet. They just look like they enjoy it better. And this is the doe. She's getting ready to have some babies. So we got her nest box in here. And so she's got an area she can come out here and eat or whatever, but if it's raining, she can get out of the rain. She can have her babies in here, they'll stay dry. And then as soon as her babies are old enough to leave the box, she'll take the box out. She'll teach them to eat, she'll teach them to drink using this water nipple. Just a simple setup. If you take out, building the cages. But to me, it's a lot more efficient than having a bunch of cages hung up. That you could run a lot more rabbits, I guess, if you had cages in a lot smaller area. I like seeing rabbits and animals on the pasture. If you got any questions, maybe about the design, how we do things, how we deal with female rabbits, how we breed them, how we do with rabbits whenever they get ready to have babies. Any questions on pasture rabbits, leave them in the comments. Appreciate it.